Hey, this is Rayanne. I'm one of the co-founders of the Amplify Planner, and today we're going to talk all about goal setting. So we are actually going to plan out some goals, and this is going to be for next quarter for October, November, December. We're also going to cover a couple of the special dates because I'm going to be filling in some stuff for the end of that quarter. And then I will also go over the monthly layout as I translate my goals over to the monthly. So let's just jump right in. I'm actually gonna flip this guy over in a second, but if you haven't before used the Amplify Planner, or you haven't done the goal setting in the Amplify Planner, we have basically guided you through the whole process. So the first part that we have here, we do have a little description letting you know what this page is all about. So we thought this was a good way to kind of get a baseline for the goals that you want to create for the next quarter. What you do is you evaluate your life in these categories. So all you do is you pick your rating 1 through 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And then you can make some notes in here. So, you know, because goals don't necessarily just have to be based on like fitness or business or something along those lines. It's definitely nice to kind of have a good balance and know where you're at in these other areas of your life, especially in a world of COVID where things are shut down. So that's this guy. Then you kind of have just some general brainstorming of goals that you want to focus on for the next quarter, and then important things that you need to do. Then on the right side is where you break everything down. So again, we kind of explain it, but it's pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. So you'll write your goal here, when you want to accomplish this goal, and then you break it down into at least 3 steps. And then we've got 4 laid out for you. Ideally, it's good to not have more than 4 goals. It's kind of hard to work on more than that at one time. So we've only put 4 here, and you certainly don't have to have 4. So I've already kind of done a little bit of pre-brainstorming on this. And I actually only have 2 goals this month, but we'll get into that because I'm gonna just like totally go through this whole process with you. So I am gonna flip this over. And I'm just gonna get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna highlight these because that's how I'm going to track them in my special dates as well as my monthly layout. So I'm basically just gonna assign these color codes, and I'm just gonna pick some of these colors here. You certainly don't have to do this, but it is kind of nice to have a color coding system. Okay, so now that I have all of these color coded and highlighted, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this process of just assessing my life in each of these areas and giving myself a rating, and I'll make some notes. So I'm just going to start across the top here. So business and career, I would honestly say that things are going pretty good. Things have just been pretty busy. I think the one thing that I could improve on, since this isn't a 10, I definitely need to kind of get back into a routine. So I'm just gonna say create routine. This year has definitely thrown a lot of people off. And I'm also gonna say no procrastinating. It's been kind of hard to not procrastinate. So I'm doing really good, but I definitely could do better. So not like a huge concern. So let's move on to family and friends. This has been kind of a tough one this year too, with a lot of things being shut down, but I've been trying to be intentional with hanging out with family and friends. I think I could definitely do a little better. So I wouldn't say I'm doing awful, but I'm not doing great. So notes here, I would definitely say I want to schedule more time with friends and family. So that might be something I definitely need to focus on for next month. Romance. I'm gonna rate it at an 8. And let's see, yeah, my husband and I were really good at having Friday date nights. The only thing that I would love to do is actually go out for more date nights, especially now that things are opening back up. We've just been doing date night at home, like watching TV, getting caught up in TV shows. So it'd be nice to, let's just say, go to dinner. Be nice to get out a little bit. Personal development. So yeah, I think I'm gonna rate myself about a 6 in this one as well. It's not that I'm not doing personal development. It's just that I haven't been reading as much, and I feel like I'm not as consistent when I am reading. I'll like read 1 or 2 days out of the week and then I stop until the next week. So I'm just gonna say read more. Oh wow, that's how you spell read. Read more, and we're gonna say consistency. Cool. Health and fitness. I don't want to talk about this one. 4. I was doing really good, you guys. I was doing so good. And then, I'm not even gonna go into it. I need to start working out more. I completely fell off the bandwagon. Working out is not only a fitness thing for me, it's also a mental thing. So that's really what gives me my energy and my happiness and just keeps my mood stable, helps me sleep better. So I definitely have to focus on this for next quarter, especially as we go into the crazy season of holidays and Amplify shipping madness. So I'm gonna say workouts. Let's see. So finance, I think that's pretty good. I think we could be better at budgeting just a bit more. I could definitely be a little bit better with that. It's not awful, could be better. Probably buying a couple things I really don't need. Online shopping gets me. Recreation, oof, this is pretty bad. This is probably just as bad as health and fitness. Yeah, I don't go outside. Not just because things are closed down, like that doesn't really matter. We've had a ton of fires here. So the air quality has been awful. The visibility has not been good. So that one's been kind of hard. We've also had a really hot summer, like hotter than normal. But as we move into fall, that would be a really great time to do more hiking, walking outside. I was doing midday walks pretty regularly until everything kind of went crazy. So I really miss that. And I also have not ridden my bike outside. I have it hooked up to a trainer, which is fine, but like riding outside is so much better. Again, air quality, super hot summer, all of that stuff. Spiritual, I would say I'm doing pretty good here. It's kind of similar with the personal development, the consistency. So I definitely need to be more consistent with my Bible studies. I apparently cannot write and talk at the same time. I was really good about doing it every single day, and then sometimes I do fall behind by a couple of days, and it's kind of hard to catch back up because I'm doing the whole Bible in a year, and so when you get behind even by a day or two, it's like a lot to catch up on. So that would be nice not to stress about that. And then I definitely haven't been respecting Saturday Sabbaths like I used to. I find a lot of rest in those days. It really prepares me for the week because I own I own 2 small businesses, co-founder of Amplify Planner. It's like, it's really easy to continue working and just continue doing, especially when you have your own business. So that struggle is real. Now some goals that I definitely want to focus on. I have one for my own business. I'm going to be launching this new like template kind of thing, this template package, and that's something that's been in the back of my mind forever and I haven't done it. So I'm going to say, I'm calling it website in a weekend. So I'm just going to abbreviate it. That's a weird word. I definitely need to focus on that for this next quarter, getting that actually launched and like out of my head and into real life. We definitely want to update the floors in our house. So that is definitely a goal. Otherwise, if I don't write that down, it's probably just going to slip out of my brain and we will never do it. And I've been thinking about this one a lot, especially as it relates to health and fitness. We were doing a health challenge called 75 Hard and we completely fell off the bandwagon, mostly because I had to have a procedure. And so that kind of messed everything up. So I figured, why not just start fresh? This might also be a way to really like incorporate a lot of these other areas where I'm not as happy with what's going on in my life. That challenge makes you get outside. It has you do 2 workouts a day, has you read 10 pages of a book. Yeah, so I think that can encompass a lot of things. So I think I'm gonna start that back up and actually do it this time. And then I've got some important to-dos here. So for Amplify, as we prepare for Q2 of 2021, man, that's so weird to say, right? I know that we need to pick colors. And we also need to do the launch plan. Other things in fall, we're definitely gonna have to do some yard cleanup as soon as the leaves start falling. Yard clean up. Clean up one word or two. I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to put on winter tires. Ugh, so not ready for winter. And then let's see. Oh yeah. One thing that I've been thinking of that again, it's one of those things I need to get off of my list is to get pet insurance. One of our doggies is going to need dental cleaning, and we have 3 dogs, so that life gets expensive. Now I'm gonna open this back up. So after you've completed this section, this can help you kind of brainstorm for what goals you're gonna set for this next quarter. So I know that I most definitely want to launch this website in a weekend, and I am gonna continue with the color coding. So I've got another pen that's close-ish. It's close-ish to that color. That's fine. I'm just gonna write this one as launch. I'm actually gonna spell it out. Okay, so I've thought about this one, and so my birthday is in October. It's on October 27th, and so I thought, could I get this done in October? And as I thought more about, you know, just kind of details on completing this goal, I really think I can. So I decided to set it on my birthday. That way it's something that I can also easily remember, like, hey, it's your birthday, but you're also launching a new product. Yay! So that'll be fun. So there are some big things that I need to do for this one. I need to, first of all, design the template. I am going to create a resources guide for that, so I need to write the content and design that, but I'm just going to simply say resources guide. And you can see this space is pretty big, so if you want to get like super duper specific, you can. Or maybe you even want to put like 2 breakdown tasks in each of these. You have the space to do that. So you could certainly break these down even further. And then let's see, I know that I need to record the training videos for this. Now, as far as timelines, if I'm trying to launch this by the 27th, I definitely want to have everything ready to go before that date, give myself a little bit of buffer. So if I'm looking at the month of October, let's see, we're launching it here, then I think I could probably get it done in that first week. So I'm going to do October 9th for this one. And then the resources guide, maybe I'll give myself like another week for that. So we'll just do the 16th. Yeah, I think I could definitely, yes, if I'm just focusing on each of those in a week, I could get those done. And the recording training videos is probably going to take the longest. So I am going to give myself definitely, yeah, I'm going to give myself just another full week to get those done, because there's also editing time, which that takes forever. So I'm going to put that on the 23rd. Okay, so that's my first goal. The next thing that I really want to prepare for ahead of time is the 75 hard, starting that back up again. And I want to keep it front and center because that is going to end towards the end of the quarter. I've been thinking about dates for this. I'm going to pick a new color to try to match this one. So let's just say 75 hard. So with this one, there's like daily tasks that you have to do, like a checklist of everything that you have to do. But I want to be more prepared this time. I don't think I really prepared myself. I just got really excited when I heard about it, and I was like, yeah, totally, I can do that. And then I just kind of flew by the seat of my pants. So I'd rather just be prepared and have everything that I need and want before I actually start. So I did decide that I'm going to spend the first week, well, not week, the first couple of days of October preparing for this. And then I'm going to start on that first Monday, which is the 5th. And then 75 days after that is December 19th. So the December 19th, that's nice because yes, this will run into Thanksgiving, but what better time to do something like this, honestly, because I go crazy at Thanksgiving. Like, I'm a sweets person. I don't actually like Thanksgiving food, but I like all the sweets, and that's where I generally fall off the bandwagon, and I let it last a whole month. I let it go all the way through Christmas. Like, that's 4 weeks of not good. So the one thing I definitely want to be prepared with this time is I need to create a books list. So since you are reading 10 pages of a non-fiction book every day, I need to do that. I need to find some topics that I'm interested in. I've read so many non-fiction books that I kind of got burnt out. So maybe I can read stuff that's not related to self-help, but more like business or like investing or something like that. So I'm gonna create a books list. And then I definitely need to come up with like a schedule and a routine, not just for Monday through Friday. I also got to figure out the weekends because you do have to do 2 workouts every day. So I got to figure out how to fit that into my weekends and what that will look like. I've been really awful with sleeping in. So I am going to play around with that, and I'm going to create a schedule / routine. And then I'm going to set up my habit tracker, which is right here. That's probably like one of the easier tasks, and I don't really need to wait until October to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and set that one up, but I am still going to write it here. Cool. What is today? It is the 18th. Okay. So I'm actually going to set this up today. So I am going to put the due date as today. Okay. And now books list and creating the schedule. I think, just thinking of how that week's going to go. I almost wonder if it's better for me to do one of them on a Thursday and one of them on a Saturday. So the 1st and the 3rd, this one's easier. So I'm going to do that on the Saturday. At least I think it's easier. This one's going to be a little more involved. I might flip-flop those later. But anyway, I'm just going to go for the 1st. So these are my 2 goals. Again, you can see how I broke them down. You have space to write out more if you want. And actually, I don't have more than 2 goals this month. I know that this quarter, I know that Amplify is going to get super crazy come the end of the year, since we're currently shipping Q4 and we're focusing on 2021, and then towards the end of the quarter we will be planning for Q2 2021. So I decided not to put too much on my plate. That's something I'm really good at. It's like one of my best skills. So I'm just going to focus on, this big task that I want to get done for my business, and then really just getting back to a good routine, getting healthy, etc. So yeah, again, if I look at some of this, then what I'm going to do is next I'm going to go into the monthly layout, and I'll start transitioning this and these deadlines over to the monthly. And you can see I didn't create goals for like a couple of these other categories, like romance. Like, I mean, I guess you could create a goal for going to dinner, but what I'll do is I'll actually translate some of these over to the monthly layout. Things like romance and recreation, and I'll show you how I do that. I kind of just hold space for those to make sure that I do them. But first, what I will do is I'm going to go over to the monthly layouts, and I start here with these tasks for the month. And basically what I do is I take the goals that I put here, the tasks for these goals, and I stick them here. So I've got those done. Now I'm just going to write out any of the other general tasks that I wrote here, like the important to-dos. And I also color code with those, but I don't use highlighting. I just use a color pen just to kind of differentiate between the two. So now that I'm done with that, the last thing that I'm going to do for my goal planning for the month is going to be to set a monthly focus. And you certainly don't have to do this as part of goal planning, but I kind of like the idea of it just by getting a read on what's going on in all these areas of my life. I really feel like I need balance because I'm doing really good in a lot of these areas and really not so good in a few. So I want to try to create some balance between these areas. So I'm literally just going to write that in. That's going to be my monthly focus. Okay. And last but not least, what I also do is some of these deadlines here, I'm going to stick these onto my special dates. So if we flip back to special dates, I am going to put a couple of those for October and December. Now, I'm not going to list out all of these dates. What I am going to list out though is when I expect to complete these things. Just so, again, they're in another place that I would look at pretty regularly to have on the top of my mind. And that's about it. So you can definitely use all 3 of these methods to kind of plan out your quarter. Again, I definitely recommend this evaluation is super helpful. I would do this even before you start brainstorming some goals, because you might have some things in here that you didn't realize that you should be working on. So I would start here, just kind of like I did, work from left to right, put them in your monthly, and then you can put them in special dates as well. So that's how you goal set in the Amplify Planner. If you use this method or if you use a different method, we would love to see how you do goal setting. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, definitely like this video and subscribe, and you'll get more videos like this. Okay, bye.